And he'll be gone before the morning light. But he's my mistake to make all night.
Hey, this is Hillary for 99.1 WQIK, and I am so excited to be standing next to new artist Cam. You're one of my favorite new artists coming out, and welcome back to Jacksonville. You look so cute. I know you're all about the yellow. Where did that start off at? How did you get that?
Well, I'm from California, and kind of growing up, that's like the best days are sunshine and running around barefoot. So this is like I get to take sunshine everywhere else. Florida is one of the few places I probably don't need to do it, but it's like when you're going through the Northeast in the snow, I feel like wearing yellow makes other people happier, and they like respond to me better too, which is great.
Yes, it definitely brightens it up a little bit, and we understand that here in Florida. So you have your single out, My Mistake. We love that song over at WQIK. It's one of my favorites. So is there like a big mistake behind the song, or how did that come about?
Actually, I was dating a guy, and it was ending, and I knew it was ending, and at that point, I started writing the chorus where it's just another heartache in waiting, just another lonely night, and it just, all those things that were worries about what was going to happen. I went up to start recording the song, and I was like, man, this is a bummer. I don't want to write this song anymore. I need to turn it around. So I added that last tag but he's my mistake to make all night. It's like, I am happening to life as much as it's happening to me. And even if things are a mistake, it's still worth making, you know? So own it and move forward. And that's the only way you can get there, is to go through the trouble, you know? So it's kind of just like hopefully it's everyone can go own their mistakes and stop being so afraid kind of anthem.
Right. It's a little positive note for that song. Yeah. And one of my favorite songs from you, I think it's the most played song on my phone right now, is Burning House. And I know that song, you had a dream about it. Is that right? How did that song come about?
Well, I had a guy that I was dating on again, off again. And the last time it ended was my fault. And it wasn't very nice the way it ended. And I was going to see him about a year later. We had mutual friends. And it was this party, and I just thought, this is my chance to apologize and sort of try and at least explain what happened and make him feel better. And I planned it all out in my mind the night before, thinking maybe I'll get to see him. I don't know if he wants to talk to me. How do I start the conversation? And that night before, I had thought about it so much, I went to bed and had this dream about a burning house, and he was in it, and that's what the whole song is about, that dream.
That is so cool. I wish my dreams could turn into something like that. I can't even remember my dreams the next day when I wake up, so that's
really?
barely.
Those are pretty rough, those kinds of heavy dreams. I mean, like, I wish, there was one time I dreamt I was a fish. And, like, it wasn't even cartoon. It was like I was just a regular fish, just hanging out. And, like, that was, like, I feel like dreams are just, who knows what they mean. At least sometimes, yeah, if you can turn them into a song,
right, that's always
it's worth something.
Were you a yellow fish?
No, I think I was just like a silver fish. I should have been a yellow fish.
Aww.
Man, it was such a weird thing to just be a fish in a dream.
That is too funny. I can't think of like a random dream I've had. I don't know. I just don't really remember them much. But one day I'm going to turn into a song. I'm going to remember my dream the next day.
Do you wake up happy, or do you wake up kind of like, ugh, I'm getting up?
I wake up in a happy mood because I have a dog, and so every morning when you get up and you see a little fluffy face next to you, you're in a happy mood.
That's so cute. I have a dog too, and she's like, she stays at home like with her dad instead of traveling with me, and like, yeah, when she's at home, I feel really good.
Oh, I know, it's always happy. I can't imagine leaving them. But
I know.
Anyways, well, moving on. Talking about dogs, I can get distracted talking about my dog now. So I know you wrote a song, and it's on Miley Cyrus's album. Yeah. How on earth did that come about? And when you got like the phone call or email, or somebody let you know, how did you feel about that?
Yeah. It was like over a year ago that came out, so it was a little bit longer than that. It was just before our album was wrapping up, and my producer, who's Jeff Basker, who did like Taylor Swift and Pink and Fun and Bruno Mars and Fancy People, he was invited to do a song for Miley Cyrus on this album. He couldn't make it, and so he said, why don't you and then my co-writer Tyler, why don't you guys go in my place? So I actually didn't want to go because we were working on my album, and Tyler said, I think you'll thank me for this later. So we went and met up with Mike Will, who's the producer, and he's really great. He's a hip-hop guy, and I was like, you know, what's Miley writing about now? Because we hadn't seen her make this left turn yet.
Right.
So I was like, you know, are we doing The Climb? What are we doing? And he was like, you just do you, which is so smart, because the best thing you can write is your own experience and come from you. And so I just went into the vocal booth and did that chorus just like as it is for you might think I'm crazy, and like after that, he was like, that's awesome. And we just rode around it. And she ended up coming into the studio at like 2 a.m. from like a club down the street. He's like, I'm going to the club. And he just brings Miley Cyrus back. She comes in, she's like, I love what you're doing. It's like right between pop and country. And she like helped us kind of finish it up. And it was crazy. I don't know how it normally works, but that is how that one worked.
That's kind of a crazy experience with Miley Cyrus, so that's crazy. All right, so album. I have your EP, and I love it. I listen to it all the time in my car. So do we have any information on an album or anything?
Yeah, probably later this year. So I think at this point we get to like kind of let it grow and let people hear the EP first, because it's been really fun visiting all the radio stations, and now it's like, okay, I need to like visit towns and like show fans what this is and meet them, and then once I think everyone has a chance to like sink their teeth into the EP, then we can do the whole album.
Right. Well, when you came to our station, I was like following you. I was like, when is her something coming out? Like on iTunes, I was waiting for Burning House.
Yeah.
But so I just fell in love with you when you came. So yeah, it was so exciting. Well, make sure to get her EP. Welcome to Camp Country, right? All right, on iTunes, and then look out for her album coming out later this year. Thank you so much.